A warrior is a steward of the land. What we're at battle is something that's unseen, and how to battle that is the longest battle I'm beginning to fight. The Niitstapi or Blackfoot name for sweetgrass is sipatsimo. Some pronounce it as sipatsima. Sipatsimo means fragrant smell. The smudge or the smoke is our prayers that go up into the sky or into the cosmos. That's something that is our connection not only to the land but to the cosmos. Sweetgrass is a plant that is a keystone plant. Sweetgrass is something that is at risk of disappearing. In my opinion, there's a number of factors, but the main factor in a lot of the areas that it's growing is water. A lot of wetlands are drying up. Something had to be done, and so I started the work to save it from disappearing. Sweetgrass has been grown before, but we've never actually grew it like the tribe. Some of the elders would tell me, why are we we doing this, And I said, well, I think it's to the point we've emptied out the cupboard. Now it's about time. So we started the Sweetgrass Project, and we weren't successful in actually transplanting them to the ground, to the land. At some point, we're going to have to combine Western, knowledge, because I've gone as far as I can with these hands.
Beusekom was out of options for growing these plants and bringing them back into the wild. We suggested him about plant tissue culture and how it could be a powerful technique to bring these plants back. Sweetgrass helps in carbon sequestration, soil stability, biodiversity, and losing this species would not only result in a loss for cultural and traditional standpoint for the indigenous people, but also lead to an ecological imbalance. So sweetgrass is a plant species which is very difficult to propagate from seeds because it has a very low germination rate. So that is why we are using tissue culture techniques to propagate it through the rhizome. So we take a section of emerging bud and then we establish it in tissue culture, and with various protocols for multiplication, for elongation, rooting, etc. and then hand it over to Beusekom for planting in the field. An important aspect of this project was to include indigenous students, training them in plant tissue culture so that they can continue with this work after the project concludes. Beusekom brings in the traditional knowledge, the land-based knowledge, and we bring in the scientific methods and processes to solve this issue and to restore the indigenous plants back into their natural habitat. And seeing Beusekom's reaction and emotion by seeing the plants growing so healthy and vigorously in the lab, it is a very gratifying experience.
We all belong here. This is our responsibility. And when we lose a plant, that's like losing a whole population, a group of people. This is what makes up this whole land, this province. All of these plants, they work together. Katuyes was a steward of the land. He defeated all kinds of things that were created by Napi's aftermath. And he didn't live that long, and he didn't finish his work. So for myself, anyone that's doing work on the land is doing the work of Katuyes. I know what my purpose is. Yeah, and I'll be doing this until the day I die.